What if I told you the Warriors are on the verge of a game-changing trade that could reignite their championship aspirations? With Stephen Curry's window closing, the front office is eyeing potential moves to bolster the roster and provide the necessary support for our beloved star. Stay tuned, because the buzz around the trade deadline is heating up, and you won't want to miss what could transform this season for Golden State. If you want to keep up with every twist and turn, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button to stay in the loop. The Golden State Warriors are at a crossroads right now, sitting at the 11th seed with a 22-22 record. After a promising start to the 2024-25 season, things have taken a turn for the worse, largely due to injuries and the struggles of our younger players. With Stephen Curry's championship window slowly closing, the urgency for the front office to make some impactful moves has never been greater. As the trade deadline approaches, let's dive into what could be the Warriors' dream scenario. First and foremost, we need to get Stephen Curry some help. It's glaringly obvious that he can't carry this team alone, especially when he's the only player consistently averaging over 20 points a game. Andrew Wiggins is contributing, but at only 17 points per game, that's simply not enough firepower. The younger guys like Brandon Podziemski are facing sophomore slumps, and now Jonathan Kuminga is sidelined with a serious ankle injury. The lack of offensive options is putting our championship aspirations in serious jeopardy. Now, let's talk about the potential trade for Nikola Vucevic. Imagine this. The Warriors land Vucevic, who's having a stellar season with averages of 20.1 points, 10.3 rebounds, and a career-best 41.2% shooting from beyond the arc. This isn't just a good player. Vucevic is a game-changer. His ability to stretch the floor and create space would alleviate some of the pressure on Curry and open up the offense like we haven't seen in a while. To make this happen, the proposed trade would send Gary Payton soon, Kyle Anderson, and Kevin Looney to the Bulls, along with two valuable first-round picks. While Payton II and Looney have been pivotal during our championship runs, their current contributions raise questions. Payton's frequent injuries and Looney's fit with the current roster are concerning. Anderson has fallen out of the rotation altogether, making this deal not just possible but necessary for our success. What's truly exciting about this potential trade is that we wouldn't have to sacrifice any of our core building blocks. No Jonathan Kuminga, no Moses Moody, and no Podziemski. This move would allow the Warriors to go all in for a title without losing the promising future we've built. It's a win-win situation that could change the trajectory of our season, but it doesn't stop there. We also need to address the Dennis Schroeder situation. The experiment hasn't panned out as hoped, and his numbers reflect that struggle, averaging just 10.4 points and shooting poorly from the field. The Warriors could flip him for Josh Green from the Charlotte Hornets. Green, a versatile wing player, would fit seamlessly into our system with his two-way play and playoff experience. He's shooting 39.4% from beyond the arc, which is exactly the type of player we need to support our star shooters. So, do you think this was the best decision? Honestly, I'm torn. On one hand, bringing in Vucevic and Green could provide the immediate boost we need to make a real playoff push. On the other hand, there's a risk involved in giving up significant draft capital, especially when the future of the franchise is at stake. Regardless, the Warriors' front office has to act quickly. We cannot let this season slip away, especially with Curry still in his prime. Our chances of making a deep playoff run depend on these strategic moves. The Golden State Warriors have made a surprising move that has left the fan base buzzing with speculation and emotion. The team has reportedly traded Draymond Green, a cornerstone of the franchise for the past 13 years, to the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, you heard that right. Draymond Green, the heart and soul of the Warriors' success, is on his way to a rival team. This trade could change the very fabric of the Warriors as we know them. Now let's break down what this trade entails. The proposed deal would send Green, along with Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield, to the Lakers in exchange for Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Jared Vanderbilt, Christian Wood, and some future draft picks. The highlight here is the first-round pick from 2029. But let's be real. How much does this trade really excite us as Warriors fans? Hachimura is a skilled offensive player, sure. But can he fill the shoes of Draymond? I mean, Green is not just a stat sheet stuffer. He's a leader, a defensive powerhouse, and the glue that holds this team together. The numbers tell part of the story. Hachimura is averaging around 12.2 points and 5.3 rebounds this season, which is pretty much in line with his career averages. Are those numbers enough to replace what Green brings on both ends of the floor? I'm not so sure. Christian Wood has potential, but his injury history raises some red flags. We've seen what happens when a player struggles to stay on the court. Meanwhile, Gabe Vincent is a solid player, but let's face it, he's not the kind of game changer we need when we've got Stephen Curry and Dennis Schroeder already handling the ball. Now, Vanderbilt? He's a fantastic defender, no doubt, but he lacks the playmaking ability that Green has honed over years of experience. We're talking about a former Defensive Player of the Year here, folks. Losing that level of defensive IQ could be detrimental for a team that prides itself on its defensive schemes. Sure, the future draft picks are enticing, but what good are they if we're giving up our franchise leader now? Honestly, I'm torn about this whole situation. While I understand the business side of the NBA and the potential for a rebuild or retooling phase, I can't help but feel a pang of sadness. Draymond has been a warrior, pun intended, through thick and thin. He's had his ups and downs, but he's always risen to the occasion when it mattered the most. The memories of him barking orders on the court, orchestrating the defense, and hitting that clutch three-pointer in the playoffs are etched in my mind. So, what does this mean for the Warriors' future? It's a gamble, that's for sure. The potential for future success hinges on those draft picks and how well the new players integrate into the system. If these young talents can rise to the occasion, maybe this trade could work out in the long run. But let's not sugarcoat it. This season has just gotten a lot more complicated. And you, what do you think? I want to hear your opinions down below. Was this the right move for the Warriors? Do you believe in Hachimura and Wood? Maybe you think this trade opens the door for a new era of Warriors basketball. Whatever your thoughts are, let's get into it. As we navigate this emotional roller coaster, don't forget to activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. If you're passionate about the Warriors and want to stay in the loop, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We're in this together, Warriors fans, and your voice matters. Let's keep this conversation going.